my slam time. Gonna bust up your behind. This is my slam time. Gonna mess up your whole mind. This is my slam time. Gonna bust up your behind. This is my slam time. Gonna mess up your whole mind.
Welcome to a special episode of Work the Left Side. I'm hyped to announce tonight's guest. I'm talking to the one and only Mr. Paul Stewart. How are we doing? You good?
I'm good, and yourself?
Yeah, man, I'm 5 by 5. Yeah, like I said, this is it's a weird episode because I don't normally do like pre-match hype stuff, but I know what JC is like at the minute kind of thing. I know he's not going to give you any time, in the True Grit Club. You're not going to get your own AMA. You're not going to get a chance to tell your side of the story. We're here to talk about the match on the 7th of December.
Yeah, indeed. Bit nervous. Didn't come about the way that I expected it to. Yeah. Nervous.
Well,
I'm excited.
Yeah, like I said, it's dude, it's only natural. I mean, I'd be nervous as hell kind of thing, because that's it, you and me, we both go to the shows, we're fans, we sit there, we kind of, we appreciate the amount of hard work that goes into doing what those guys do, the training that they have to be able to do what they do. And then all of a sudden, you've been put in a situation where it's like, okay, I'm going to have to, get in between the ropes. And it's obviously not with Nathan Black at the minute. He's kind of got other people doing his dirty work for him. For anybody who doesn't know, obviously it's yourself and Wesley against NRG in York. So yeah, that's the thing as well, though, because like I say, you're not getting your hands on Nathan.
Exactly. Yeah, because it's Nathan that's really started all this. He's laid his hands on me twice. First time. It confused a lot of fans who were watching, and they wondered if I'd said something to him after he lost to Wesley. And I actually didn't say anything, and just came over, grabbed me, shook me round. And that time I kind of let it go. But then the second time he was against Kemper, and he attempted to use a chair. He couldn't find a chair, kicked me out of my chair again while I'm sat with my kids. And at that point, I thought, that's it now. You've done it twice. I grabbed the chair back off him, gave him a mouthful, and he ended up losing that match. And since then, I've not seen anything of him. He's sent an RG in to do his dirty work. And here's where we are now.
That's it. And I think that's key as well, because I think a lot of people may have missed that because obviously, I saw the first encounter. I was sat behind you in York, so I kind of saw, I can vouch. Nothing was said. Nathan was just totally out of sorts, looking to take it out on somebody. And you were there. Obviously, yourself and the kids, the Nsereko section. So if he's going to take his anger out at Wes at anybody, unfortunately, it's going to be you guys. And like the thing with the chair. People, again, I didn't know that he kicked you off that chair. I thought you were just getting a little bit of cheeky payback. So in fairness, that's even worse because, he targeted you again, took your chair, and all you were doing was getting your chair back in sense. So anybody who saw that and just thought, oh, Paul's got himself involved. Nah, Nathan got you involved by taking your chair first. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Wow. So, but then, obviously at York, JC has set the match. Like I say, NRG, who I don't know what's happened to them. I've followed NRG for ages. They were good guys. They seemed really nice, really happy, really friendly. I don't know, just been tainted by association with Nathan. I don't know if he's offered them something in return or but he's turned them, man. I'm not. That shook me as well to see a heelish NRG. And the fact that, they're coming after you and Wes.
They released the video not long before the debut in True Grit. And as soon as I saw them with Nathan Black, I did have my suspicions. But it was confirmed that night when they came out on the stage, and the first thing that they spoke about was the Nsereko section. So that's when I thought we may have a bit of trouble here.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, well, it came about. So, like I say, we've got it's a couple of weeks off now, 2.5 weeks. I know you, dude. I know you'll have been sort of, as soon as you were put into this situation, you'll be getting you'll be training for it. You've sent me a few videos actually of you sort of sparring, with the gloves on. And well, yeah, based on the photos I've seen as well, you and Wes have been working together.
Yeah, we've been meeting up, going through, some of the basics, and it is scary in a way. Like wrestling, I've never done anything like this in my life, and yeah, like the first thing you need to know is how to be kept safe. If you're flung in the air, how do you land? How do you make sure you don't break your neck? And it can happen. It does happen. It's quite funny, really. All my life, I've been a wrestling fan, and you get people say, "Oh, that might be fake. This is fake. That's fake." And then the moment you say, "I'm having a wrestling match. I'm going to get in the ring," they're like, "Oh, be careful." So, yeah.
Again, you know me, dude. We've talked quite a while now. I'm looking at it sort of the same way as you would be. That challenge was made to you in front of your kids. There was no way you wasn't going to say yes. You've got to do it, kind of thing. You've got to step up. Your kids have got to look at you and be like, I said to you, man, this is whatever happens in this match. The look on their eyes is just going to be just pride.
I really hope so. I do hope so, because I didn't see when the challenge was made. I watched it back, and when JC asked the children, Robbie and Thomas, "Are you ready to see NRG destroy Wesley and destroy your dad?" I actually saw a look of fear in their eyes, and there ain't nobody that's going to put that fear in my children. So I'm so glad that I said yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, though. Just by that line alone has, it will have been JC trying to be smarmy, trying to be, all gnarly about it. But what he's actually done, man, is he's shot himself in his foot, I reckon. For me personally, because that's going to be the fuel that lights a fire in your arse, kind of thing. That's going to get you going forward. That's going to be, if you get knocked down and you're thinking, can I get back up again? You'd be like, yeah, of course I can get back up again. I've got to get back up again because of what JC said. And, you're going to have that fire, basically. So I think he's done himself dirty.
Well, it's even at the kids' sports day, parents race sometimes. I didn't win. They've seen me lose before, but they've never seen me quit. And that's not something that I'm going to start on December 7th. It's a really special relationship with Thomas and Wesley and Robbie and Wesley. And, I think he's seen this as much of an insult as, I do. I know he has a lot of time for my children who were part of his entrance. Unfortunately, when he lost the title to Brady, what an accolade for them, and what a memory for them to be able to walk out onto that stage with the champion and the favourite wrestler. Now they get to see him in a tag team with a dad. So, yeah, it's amazing.
Dude, actually, I can't even begin to look at it. As a parent, I can't even begin to imagine. But yeah, like I said, you and Wes, you kind of got this. Like, say, so are you? Obviously, I'm not going to ask what kind of things you're doing in training, or what the strategy is and things like that. But I take it, obviously, Wesley is just helping you kind of focus on your strength, find out what you're comfortable doing. And like I say, from what I've seen, man, your striking's on point. You got a good striking game. So you got to go in there. You're not going to try and freaking, chain wrestle anyone. You're not going to try and be a Dean Malenko. You're just going to go in there and, ground and pound and strike, I would presume.
That's all that I can do, yeah. There's so many technical things for wrestling. Obviously, he's told me how to get out of some, like headlocks and, waist locks, wrist locks, any wrestling move that would be applied to me or could potentially be applied to me, how to get myself out of that trouble, because NRG know that I'm not a wrestler. So they're going to try and wrestle me and exploit my weakness. So that's what Wesley works on, to make sure that I can get out of wrestling, so to speak.
So I'm just going to bring it back as well. Obviously, we mentioned, like you said, the kids and where's that connection? And they're the whole reason that you guys go to it. It's not like you've been going to wrestling for years and you suddenly became Nsereko fans. It was that Nsereko sort of connection between a lot of you that kind of made you wrestling fans, if I remember correctly. I mean, you told me this story before, and it was just kind of like straight away there was that kind of chemistry.
Yeah, it was, because I did used to go to a few wrestling shows around the Northwest, WCPW, when they had a few imports come in. They had like Bret Hart, Kurt Angle, Cody Rhodes. It was a good time for wrestling, and I did go to them. And then it went to Defiant, and then it went bust, and I kind of didn't really bother then. And that was around the time that Thomas was born. So it was only just over a year ago that my missus actually saw a post, and it was for Marty Jones. He has an academy close to where I live, the Squared Circle Wrestling Academy. And she just said, why don't you try taking Thomas to that? I took him to that. His first match that he saw was Kemper. So he's got a bit of a like for Kemper. And then Wesley was there that night as well. So, and he just had this instant bond with Wesley. He just loved Wesley. But then that led to us going all around, following Wesley wherever we could go. We went to Gauntlet, we went to PW, we went all over the place. And then we learned that Wesley was the champion at True Grit. He told us, he said, you want to see a good show? You want to see where I'm champion? Let's go to True Grit. So I took him over there. And even the moment that we walked into True Grit, because I don't know if you were there that night, it was the Jacob's Ladder from last year. We turned with a massive hand-painted flag. And the reason for that was purely because Thomas wanted Wesley to know that he was there. So he just wanted to be seen. He's like, I need to be seen. And I'm like, I'll make sure that you're seen. That's what I do. I mean, instead I give him what he wants, or I try to. So painted this massive double bed sheet, a big flag of Wesley, and straight away that was it. We were there, the wigs and everything. Everybody knew we just came in with a bang.
That's it. I mean, that's the thing as well. Man, that was amazing. But yeah, I do remember I was there for that that Jacob's Ladder show. I remember that, and that's the thing. Anybody, all True Grit fans, you, whether they've spoken to you or they've not spoken to you, or anything like that. That's the thing about True Grit as well. I love it. We said it off camera before we start talking properly. It's a community. Everybody will know you, and everybody will know the. I mean, I've been there when people have come up to you and been like, they love the wigs. They're just so enamored. I think it was at the last York show or the one before. Just some woman came over and she's like, "Oh my God, your kids are amazing."
Yeah. Absolutely. Again, that was just so that they'd be spotted. That's what they wanted to do. They take it to the level, then they just exceed and exceed and exceed. Same with Nashville. I think it was a True Grit Nightmare. I may be wrong on that one. It was Ace Matthews against Rory Coyle in the family-friendly deathmatch.
Deathmatch, yeah.
Yeah, and the kids had the big inflatable ducks. And yeah, they made the entrance there as well. But this is what I love about True Grit. The purpose that we went there was for Wesley. That's what we went there. Wesley. But they seem to have navigated round now. They like Wing Commander. They love Rio. Robbie's got this thing with ZZ at the moment. He sports a jacket. They're just finding the way round. And even when Wesley's not there, because JC's not had him there recently, we still are there. We do love the show. We love True Grit. We love the community.
That's it, and that's what I mean. That's what I kind of went around the house as I've saying it. But yeah, that's it. The genuine fans will know you. They'll know the kids. They'll understand why you're doing this. You know what I mean? They will be 100% behind you and Wes in this match. And I'm kind of hoping, you know, that electricity, that atmosphere. Again, you know, as fans, you know, obviously you're going to be able to tell me about it afterwards. You know, it's not something I'm going to experience, but I can only imagine when you get into that ring, you know, and everybody's behind you, everybody's hyped, everybody's kind of cheering you on. Dude, you know, it's going to kind of be like you're going to get the goosebumps. You're going to feel the electricity, and it's going to be just like, I don't know, if somebody's injected Monster or Red Bull or something straight to your freaking eyeballs, and it's just going to be like, ah.
Cool. Here we go. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But I mean, are you sort of, is that even crossed your mind? You know, just what it's going to be like? You know, obviously, you know, you've thought about the match, you know, everything like that, but just the crowd being behind you, you know, to me, that would be like, I'd be nervous, but I'd be excited about that. Like I say, just the electricity, you know, to kind of sound cliched, but just, yeah, the energy and the electricity in the room. Do you think you're going to be able to feel it? Do you think it's going to give you that extra little bit of a oomph?
I've not thought about it, but I feel now you said it, yeah, there definitely will be some buzz inside me to just do what I've got to do. I think in terms of nerves, yes, I am nervous because I don't know what's coming. It's a fight at the end of the day. JC said it to my children. This ain't no wrestling match anymore. He said a fight, and you know that's what the plan is. That's what Wesley said to me. We're turning up and we're fighting. That side, yeah, it's nerve-wracking, but on the other side, in terms of crowds, I feel like I'd be pretty comfortable in front of crowds. I have worked in front of crowds before. I've worked in front of crowds when things have gone wrong before. Like when I was younger, I did a stint over in Mallorca. I was a hotel entertainer, funnily enough, and there was a part on stage entertaining 100 fans, and all the lights and all the music went. And he's like, what do I do? Just like, okay, who wants to hear a joke? And you just have to carry on. So, yeah, I feel like I'd be fine. I'm pretty confident guy, but when it comes to fighting, that's where the nerves kick in, because I really don't know what to expect that night.
That's the thing as well, though. It's like, you know, not to, you know, quote, I was going to say quote Fight Club. It's not Fight Club. It's Green Street. You know, it's like, you know, everybody's, you know, scared, or if you're going into a fight, and then, but yeah, you take that first punch, realize you're not made of glass, and you kind of, you know, I think you need to take, as daft as it sounds, you need to get that first hit. You need to kind of take that first knock, get back up again, and then you'll be like, right, you know, I'm doing the PG, let's effing go kind of thing. I think once you get that, you'll be on it.
Absolutely, yeah. And seeing the kids as that's gonna be my spur as well. You know, if things are going wrong, I just have to make sure that I look over at the kids and I know exactly why I'm doing it and why I've got to get back up.
Good. Well, it's just like I say, well, I'm just legitimately just in awe. Nothing but respect and just admiration, mate. Because I just like to say for numerous reasons. I know the True Grit fans will be 100%, you know, behind you, behind Wes, and it's just kind of hope, you know, this puts it to rest for you, kind of thing, you know, because so, you know, deal with NRG. Nathan kind of realizes he's effed up. You know, he's like, well, okay, I'll step back. But knowing Nathan, you know, I'm not, again, just pure presumption. Hopefully I'm wrong, but, you know, if or when you and Wes are successful, putting positive vibes out. You know, yeah, Nathan doesn't turn up and just freaking just do something Nathan does.
Yeah, it's going to be one or the other, isn't it? Either, you know, if we are successful, we do manage to somehow pull it off. It's going to be difficult. You know, I'm not a wrestler. I'm not trained. Wes is obviously injured. So you'd have to believe that we're the underdogs in this one. Yeah, if we lose, you know, Nathan will have no problem rubbing that in. But obviously, if we win, he's not going to be a happy man because he's got his PPW Academy. He's got a lot of people to pick from. He's handpicked these two to come after us. So if we are to win, I'm sure that he'll be the one feeling embarrassed, and he won't be a happy guy. He's picked his best two.
Yeah. I totally forgot. Obviously, Wes's injury, dude. I'm not even
Yeah,
factioned that into my mindset kind of thing, because obviously, True Grit. If people were at the last show, mate, you must have been absolutely freaking devastated to see. I mean, nobody likes to see Sash anyway, but as soon as he comes out and freaking Franco and Brad, who I had all the time in the world for Franco and Brad. I thought they were good guys, but obviously I was wrong. Then they do Wes over before this match.
yeah, exactly. When it was first announced, I did always have in my mind, at least I've got Wes by my side, and that probably the way I was talking, the way that I was on my socials, I still had quite a lot of confidence because I've got Wesley on my side. Ever since that night, the confidence has kind of a little bit slipped in a sense, and maybe sometimes the things that I say, they're not quite as confident as before. And I'm actually talking about the possibility of losing. Win or lose, they will have a fight, and I may lose, but I don't quit. I wasn't talking like this, but when that happened that night, I must admit my heart sunk and my head were in my hands, and the kids looked at me, and I was like, yeah, this could be bad news for us. Well, it is bad news for us.
Yeah, there's no good, unfortunately, about it, dude. Yeah, it sucks. It is bad news. It's but we both know Wes, like you sort of said, you've got no quit in you. Wes, will sort of, I know they sort of say you're about as useful as a one-legged man in a arse-kicking competition, but if I was going to put money on any one-legged man in an arse-kicking competition, it would be Wes. I don't think it's not going to stop him. He will always give 100%. He will always turn up. I mean, he's a gladiator finalist, for God's sake. I mean, you don't get to do that unless you've got the eye of the tiger, sort of, to sound cheesy.
Yeah, we saw him on Gladiators in the final, right at the end before the Travelator. He pulled his hamstring, torn his hamstring. He still got to the top and he still finished. So, and obviously whatever's going on with JC at the moment, we've still not had our explanation. He's not had his explanation. It's driving him insane. He don't understand why. But with all this happening now, and this also, as much as it's a problem for me being like not a wrestler, being a fan and put in this situation, it's obviously a big problem for Wesley as well, because he's having to team up with me, and this is also an insult to him. It's a problem for him, and he's not taking nicely to it either. And I think come December, he's going to be a different Wesley. He's not in no mood for anything at the moment, so he's going to be coming back fighting. And
like I said, he's in the mindset of it's Wes would normally turn up with it to be, it's a wrestling match. I'm a wrestler, I'll turn up. But as you sort of said, he doesn't have that mindset now. He's there to fight. He's turning up for a fight. Again, I said earlier about JC saying that thing to you, and light the fire under your arse kind of thing, and him shooting himself in his foot. The more he drags this stuff out with Wes, the more he's shooting himself in the foot. The deeper he's digging his own hole. The longer he drags this out, the Wes is just getting angrier and angrier, and just wants to fight.
In a way, he kind of does me a favour, because as much as he's talking about me embarrassing myself in front of my children, I'll let him say what he's going to say. All I does is make my expectations and people's expectations of me down here. Anything that I get above this level is a bonus. So, I can come in here and still come out of it smelling the roses. If he was expecting me to do well, and everyone was expecting us to somehow win, and we do fall short, then that's a problem. I've got no nerves coming into this. There's no expectations. There's no pressure. NRG, they've got the expectations from Nathan. They've got the expectations of JC. There's a lot of pressure on them guys to destroy me and Wesley as JC wants. But see how they cope with the pressure.
NRG hopefully, have to eat their words, because it wasn't just JC talking trash at the end of the last York show. Both of those guys, Hamza and Mo, were just giving it the big they're talking like Billy Big. Sorry for the language, but they're talking like Billy Big Bollocks, which again I'm just not accustomed to with those guys. So Nathan has definitely got in their heads. You know, he's definitely inflated their egos. They're talking all the trash now, and yeah, like I said, it's you can go into this and just be like under the radar, turn up, do your thing, make them eat the words.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I hope to do. That is what I hope to do.
But you know, we will see what happens on the 7th of December. Obviously, you know, you're watching this. I'm going to presume 87% of people watching this are True Grit fans. They know what's going on. They've watched this to get your side of the story. You know, to understand it a bit more, to understand maybe JC's logic behind it, which there isn't. And you know, they'll be rooting for you. If you don't have a ticket for the York show, get one, because this is a match that cannot be missed. When Nathan put hands on you, he crossed the line, and it's kind of like, yeah, you know, it needs to be sorted.
Yeah, it's happened before with Nathan. We went to a show, Gauntlet. It's fairly new promotion that started. He was in a match with Wesley then, and he did it before, and it was actually my missus that slapped him at that show. So, it was a good slap. It was a good slap. But,
I love it. Yeah, I remember seeing the video because you put it on TikTok, didn't you? Where it was kind of like it was at this moment he realised.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he's forgotten that. Maybe that was a reason also why he came after me. But yeah, absolutely. You know, the way that JC's presented this, it's not an opportunity, it's a way to humiliate me. You know, a couple of months back, I'd have took it as a compliment. You know, I'd have took it as what a nice thing he's done to give me this stage and to do something, you know, that my kids will remember for the rest of their lives. And yeah, like with the favourite wrestlers as well. You know, it weren't long ago that me and the kids, we were supporting JC. We got these medals from when he had a jiu-jitsu competition. We were there supporting him. And this problem that he now has with Wesley, you know, it's transferred to us as well. I don't see it as I don't see it as a nice thing that he's done for me now. I just see it as, you know, he wants to destroy Wesley and anyone or anything that associates with him.
That's it. Yeah, like you said, you know, take out Nsereko, take out the Nsereko section by association. I totally agree with you, dude. Like so I said a few months ago, I'd have been patting him on the back and be like, like you said, what a nice move, what a nice gesture. It's giving you a chance to get in the ring with Wes, getting a chance for your kids to see you in the ring with Rez. And it had been done for nice reasons, for humble logic. But he's done it now just to be a twat, basically. No offense, sorry, pardon, but you know, it's the he's done it now just to say it's malicious. He's just doing it, like I say, to get one over on Wes, to get rid of Wes, to get rid of any Nsereko influence at a show.
Exactly. It's like it's like he's fearing that Nsereko may be bigger than True Grit. You know, there's that sort of jealousy thing. You know, it does happen a lot. You know, people feel like they're too big for where they work, and you know, you see it with football players who believe that they're bigger than the club. And I think that JC just has this overwhelming jealousy that, you know what, maybe Wesley is bigger than True Grit. A lot of the people backstage, if you're on the Patreon and you listen to the AMAs, and you know, Vucic compared Wesley to John Cena, and then ZZ the other week said Mr. True Grit. It was when Bobby Cash asked questions, he asks about each wrestler, you know, give a short answer, what you think of them, and these are the answers that come back. This is how high Wesley is seen, and this is just by fans. This is with the wrestlers as well, and these are the answers that they come back with, and this is why I think personally JC has suddenly become unsettled with Mr. True Grit, so to speak. I think he believes he's Mr. True Grit, and this is a threat to his throne. There's no denying, like with True Grit, it's a great company. You know, like as much of what I think of JC now, True Grit is a sanctuary almost to Thomas. You know, he does have a condition, a disorder. It's called developmental language disorder. I always thought like he may have autism. You know, we've gone through the motions and all the assessments and everything. It's took like 3 years to get a diagnosis, but it has come back with a developmental language disorder, DLD. And you know, sometimes, you know, especially at that age, children are kind. He does struggle to fit in, to have friends, and you know, he struggles to have conversations with people. He struggles to understand what people are saying. That's all part of the language disorder. But True Grit is his safe, like, sanctuary. You know, everybody that's met him, nothing but respect, and they always cheer him on whenever he's had his signs and everything. And you know, they're so behind him. He just absolutely thrives there. You know, his confidence is sky high now through True Grit. And, you know, on that point, you know, JC has created something that Thomas thrives in. That's why we continue to still be there. Thomas loves it. But, you know, with regards to JC now, he's not happy with JC one bit. But that's not going to stop us from coming.
Exactly. I love that. You know, anybody who knows me knows of, you know, my love for British wrestling, my love for the scene, you know. And I said a while ago, I heard stories of, you know, there was a promotion, Blackheart. Nikki, who goes to True Grit, she takes the daughter to Blackheart. And, you know, I've seen so many pictures of Isabel there, you know. And it's the bond that the kids make with the wrestlers that, you know, it makes them feel safe. It makes them feel happy. It gives them something to look forward to. Hopefully, you know, it influences them. It makes them, you know, it pushes them on to be, you know, it's real life heroes, you know, for our kids that they get to sort of stand with, or they get to, you know, rub shoulders with their actual heroes, and it makes them want to be better people. So yeah, to hear that for Thomas, man, it's just, yeah, I'm literally. This is why I'm not going to be able to talk for a few minutes, because I'm just like, oh man, I love that shit.
That's what's so good about like what's coming. However backhanded it is from JC, as much as he wants to embarrass me, to punish me, you know, the opportunity to stand side by side with the kid's hero, because that's what he is. To stand side by side and do this is going to be incredible. You know, like I look back to the days when my dad took me to wrestling, and I saw Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks. I saw all them guys, and you know, if my dad had have got in the ring and he was a tag team partner with Big Daddy, you know, like for me, wow, you know, that'd be something that'd have been the first thing that I spoke about this evening. So, you know, this memory is going to be crucial for Thomas. It's going to be absolutely something else.
I just think it's yeah, you know, I think just for all the reasons we've talked about, everything we've discussed, I just, you know, the emotion in this match is going to be, I think that's going to be, from a fan's perspective, obviously, I know I've talked about, you know, being in the ring and stuff like that. Obviously, you know, from a fan's perspective, I think this is going to be something we've never felt before. This is going to be something that we've not had ever at a True Grit show. We're kind of going to be, you know, normally we're there to be entertained, you know, we're there to watch the show. I think anybody with a heart is just going to be totally just like, you know, just emotionally, you know, invested. I'd be surprised if there's not a few undry eyes in the house by the end of that match.
Absolutely, yeah. No, my parents are going to be watching. A few friends and family are coming down as well. But yeah, that's what it is, something different to what's happened at True Grit before. You know, this is fan versus wrestler, and a lot of people have the attachment with my children as well. You know, like they're always cheering when they do the entrances. They're always there for the kids, and you know that I think the kids, I think they like the kids more than me. You know, they'll want me to do well just to keep the kids happy. So, yeah.
Be cool by association, dude. You know, it's take it. It's like, you know, you're responsible for him, so you're still really cool as well, anyway. So, the only thing I just hope, hopefully, you know, NRG don't come out with Tom McManus or something like that. You know, because that would just be like,
Thomas not be happy with that. He absolutely despises Tom McManus. He actually despises Tom McManus more than he does Nathan. And I ask him why. I just say, Nathan's attacked me twice in front of you. Tom McManus, all that started with was because my Thomas, actually booed him first time he saw him, just thumbs down, boo. All that Tom McManus did was that back to him, and that was it. He was triggered. I don't like him. He booed me. Yeah. And then it just got worse. The sign got ripped, and yeah, he's not a fan. He's not a fan of Meatwagon. I think I put pictures on my socials of when they won the tag team championship, and Thomas's face was. It's a thing with the wrestling as well. Thomas, he learns to take the rough with the smooth. He gets some of the best times in his life. He gets some of the worst times in his life. It broke his heart when Brady Phillips beat Wesley for the championship. Broke his heart when Meatwagon won the tag team championship. But, he learns to take that rough with a smooth, and he learns to respect. He respects Brady as a champion. All these emotions that he can apply to his day-to-day life. He's learning everything through wrestling. And that's what's... That's why wrestling is so important, and that's what I've got to remember when I take the ring. It's not just important for me and Wesley to perform and do what we set out to do. It's important that the kids see that as well. That I do it for the kids, not just myself. I never wanted this. I never wanted to fight in front of my children. I don't think anyone particularly wants to fight in front of the children. First time I stood my ground, but I never retaliated in any way. It was only the second time that I thought this problem ain't going away, and this is now in the situation of I have to fight. But I didn't think it'd be NRG at first, but then that's how it's come about. That night we sent them down.
Right. Well, it's in the books now. It's on the card, as they say. And yeah, it's advertised. Actually, the match graphic went live today on social. So as the saying goes, now it's on Facebook, now it's on Twitter. It's real. It's happening. This is the crack. This is what's going on. So obviously, I presume when you saw the match graphic, it just any doubt or any kind of hesitation, just it's 100% real now.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to take. I look at the picture and it's like, am I nervous? Am I excited? I just looked at it and I didn't really feel anything. But then Thomas saw this vacant look in my face and he's saying, "What you looking at?" And I showed him the phone, and then his eyes lit up. There was a big smile on his face, and I'm like, that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling what he's feeling. He was so proud to see his dad on there. So yeah, that's what's channeled me now, and that's how I feel. I look at him, and I'll feel how he feels. If he's happy, I'm happy. If he's sad, I'm sad.
I've loved talking to you. I've loved talking, having you on, and just. Again, I didn't think it was going to get this way. I didn't think I was going to get these kind of, feelings towards the match just from talking to you. But yeah, I'm kind of going to tap out for a minute here. So if there's anything you want to say, feel free.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you for having me on and, explaining my side of the story. And there are people that don't know me, that have seen me at the shows, don't really know what I'm about or anything. So it was important for me to talk about. I remember watching a Work the Left Side when you did it with Wesley, and I was watching all the way through it, and then I just saw you remember something, and you sat back, you're like, oh, I need to get this in. I was at a York show and I saw two kids with the Nsereko wigs on, and then it turned on to my kids, so I know that people see them. And I remember, and I quote you say, that's parenting done right. And that was really special to me, that, because that is what I set out to do, and to have somebody notice it, that's why I do the big flag. That's why I try and get the kids in the faces, of all the wrestlers, and just to live the best lives. Because if they live the best lives, I live my best life. And, for you to notice it and say, that's parenting done right, that was really, yeah, it tugged on my heartstrings. And that's why I'm glad that I can be here today and talk to you, and I've got to know you through that as well. So, and then another closing message really is, if you ever want to do anything like this, you can do it. Like, I'm 38 now. I never ever thought that I'd be in the wrestling ring, but yeah, here I am, and I'm training. It's never too late. And I'm not the fittest guy in the world. I've never done anything like this before, but here I am, and it's never too late.
That's it. But no, thank you, dude, for those words as well. I generally don't take compliments very well, so I'm just going to I'll acknowledge them, I'll say thank you, and then I'll kind of keep going. But I did mean it though, like I said, again, we've talked before, anybody knows me, I've got kids, they mean the world to me. They are my, they're my everything. So when I say parenting done right, that was a genuine thing. It's like how if somebody said that to me, I'd be like, yes, thank you. For that same reason kind of thing, I live vicariously through them now, to quote a film, you grow up wanting to be Batman, but then you have kids and you realize you're not Batman. You're Thomas Wayne. Your kids are the main focus of the story, not yourself. And yeah, that's 100% right. So, and that's why, we do these things that we do. And, you've gone above and beyond. And, mate, seriously. Yeah, like I say, this is getting emotional. So I'm going to say, obviously, if you haven't got your ticket to the York show, please get your ticket. Please do not miss, not just this match, the whole show looks awesome kind of thing. But this match especially, like I said, you're not going to have witnessed anything like it beforehand. The emotion, and like you said, dude, a fan being in a match, it's unprecedented. It's not something, I could have gone my whole life without thinking I was ever going to get to, see this, and the logic, the reason behind it. So yeah, anyway, I'm rambling because I'm trying to contain myself. Paul, thank you so much, dude. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Pleasure's mine. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you. And
No problem.
looking forward to December.
Come on, that's the thing. I'm just going to be like, I'll insert the Wolverine. Let's go, GIF, and that's just where I'm feeling right now. It's like, come on. But no, obviously everybody else who's watching, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this as well, because it was kind of like a one-off, spur of the moment. I kind of wanted, me and Paul were talking about it, and we wanted to do something, just to shine a bit more light on this and get the reason behind the match out there. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and yeah, thank you for watching as always. And hit like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the stuff that we always ask you to do. Actually, it's good timing. I think this is going to be the only episode this week, because my other episode this week has had to be rescheduled. So yes, it's purely a spotlight on Paul week moment. So but as I always say at the end of every episode now, thank you for watching, and remember, always work the left side. Goodbye.
Bye.